Hello, everyone. I'm David Riggleman, Communications Director for the City of Las Vegas. Thanks for joining us for Access City Council. Coming up on this show, we tell you how our community is pulling together at this very challenging time. And a new isolation quarantine complex opens to serve the homeless individuals in our community. Of course, the councilwoman who represents Wards 3 is Olivia Diaz. She joins me now. Good to see you, Councilwoman. How are you holding up through all this? I know it's been a challenge, hasn't it, for all of us?
It has, but we're staying strong. I think that as long as we remember that we're doing this for the right reasons, we're doing it for family, we're doing it for our health and our safety and our well-being, right. I think that's paramount to any situation, and so hang in there. I think together we'll get through this.
Yeah, exactly. As you can tell, we're social distancing here, not sitting as close as we normally do for obvious reasons. Yes. And we hope everybody out there is doing the same thing. Social distancing, I've heard over and over, that's our major weapon against the coronavirus, is just staying away from each other as best we can. It's tough, but it seems to already be showing some results.
And if we're sick, we shouldn't be around any.
Absolutely.
We should take precautions to self-quarantine and not be around your family or your spouse, or especially the elderly population. We don't want to be around them and expose them to unnecessary illnesses that they could get, and then it's harder for them to get better if it is COVID-19.
Exactly right, exactly right. Well, Councilwoman, you know the ward very well. For those of you that don't know, we'll show you where Ward 3 is located. It's really encompasses our east and downtown area of Las Vegas, that area with the 3 on it, appropriately enough. You live in that area, work in that area, then you are in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas, and you're represented by Olivia Diaz on the city council. Councilman, one of the main things that we've been working very hard, got it operating this past week, is our isolation quarantine facility or unit, all affectionately known as the ISOQ. You posted this on Facebook. You said the Cashman Isolation Quarantine Complex is hiring for temporary positions, and this is going to be a facility, Councilwoman, that's going to house somewhere between 350 to 500 homeless people who either need to quarantine because of the coronavirus, or who have tested positive and need to isolate there. So it's going to be an important component in the community, and part of that, we needed people to help staff it. That was the thing as well.
Exactly. So we're putting out the call for folks who maybe are furloughed or are laid off, and they need work, and they're strong and they're ready and able to come and meet the call to help us at the ISOQ. We have many positions. If you have experience with casework, any kind of clinical or health setting, if you're a doctor, obviously, you're needed everywhere in these days. But we even need custodial staff for the ISOQ. So if any of those fit your experience and you are ready to step up and help us, we'd love for you to apply. So make sure you check it out on the City of Las Vegas website, or they can also call it on our line, right? 702-229-CARE.
Exactly right, Councilwoman. That's 229-CARE or 2273. Our blog on our website here at City of Las Vegas, lasvegasnevada.gov/coronavirus. Those are great resources. I can tell you, Councilwoman, our blog, the address you see on the screen, has had over 215,000 clicks. People are coming there for information. Also, our phone line, that 229-CARE line, averages about 600 calls a day and about 100 live online chats during business hours. So a lot of people have a lot of questions, and clearly the city is seen as a resource of accurate information.
And I'd like to thank all of those employees that are manning those phone lines and that blog, and that are answering the questions. It's so important that residents have the most accurate, up-to-date information. Sometimes we hear something and we want to just confirm whether we understand it correctly or not, and it's so important that we step up. So way to go for all of you on those phone lines. I know how incredibly taxing it can be to get call after call.
600 calls a day, that's a lot of calls.
But now I know who my little mini book for answers is. I'll just call into the line when I have one myself.
Exactly. And if you're interested in working at the ISOQ, the Isolation Quarantines facility, those resources, the 229-CARE line, call. Again, if you have any medical experiences, the councilwoman is saying they really would love to hear from. These are paid positions to everybody, not volunteer positions. So if you can help, please let us know. And Councilwoman, I know a lot of businesses out there are really struggling too. They've had to close up shop, and boy, it's been really tough on them. You've been working with the chamber. I know you and Councilman Knudsen trying to help the business community as best we can during these
listen,
years.
right?
Yeah.
Because we don't know what they need unless we listen and see what are the things they are facing day to day. And so Councilman Knudsen and I both co-hosted calls with both the Vegas Chamber and the Downtown Vegas Alliance to hear from small business owners in our wards and what were the major concerns and given today's environment. And the big one was safety and security of their small business, being able to operate, and if they're having to change their business model to continue to make some money during this hard time where you can't have people in your venue. And so we've been trying to be creative at the city, and we've listened to their needs. And one of the things we came up with due to the input that we received from them was the Small Business Protection Program. And we also, in the business licensing, we were a little bit creative with the flexibility of how people could provide and sell goods. And so
curbside, delivery, even of alcohol.
And it's temporary, right? And it's not going to be something, unless we discover it's something that really takes off and the community likes and is going well. So if we're hearing it's going well, we might give it a good gander after the fact.
Keep it around. Well, you posted this on Facebook, Councilwoman. You said, I'd like to share with you the CARES Act's Economic
Injury Disaster Loan Program.
Program starts today. Great resource there for people to tap into.
Yes, so the city can provide very small grants for protecting your business, but the SBA is the place to go if you need money to pay your employees. If I know the CARES Act had money for people going on sick leave that small businesses could get reimbursed. So just really do your due diligence and looking at the resources through the Small Business Administration. I know they offer loans as small as $25,000 by a single signature up to $2 million, but obviously you have to apply. So make sure you don't lose out. I know the monies are probably going to go pretty quick.
Yeah, that's don't wait is good advice on that. And then Councilwoman, the city also, we're doing our part. You posted this on Facebook. You said the city of Las Vegas is offering grants of up to $2,000 to businesses in the city's redevelopment area to reimburse expenses for securing buildings. And we've had a lot of, believe it or not, some of the restaurants, businesses in your ward were broken into down off of Main Street.
On the 18B Arts District. I want to give a shout out to all of those small business owners who have basically coalesced, and they have their own little neighborhood watch program after that happened, and they're being safe, taking precautions, but they're all kind of making sure that they're scouting out at certain areas in their own vehicles to bring it up to law enforcement if need be. But I know that small grant program will help some of those small businesses in the redevelopment area of the city. So up to $2,000 you can get.
If you need to board up the business, you need some help. This is how to get that help. Want to make sure that you're aware of this. We had a few restaurants down in the Arts District had actually been broken into, as I said, and so the restaurants, the other businesses have just boarded up those businesses to secure them and protect them. We can help with some money along those lines. We've also stepped up our city marshals, along with Metro, are patrolling those areas more frequently.
Yes, so it's a big ask, I know, but I'm so grateful that they are doing it, and the Neighborhood Watch program is reporting that they're seeing reduced activity as a result. So I think that if we keep these efforts together, we'll be better off. And that business protection program with the boarding up, you do have to have an artistic element or component added because it is the Arts District. There is the redevelopment area, and we want our city to look. You know, we're unfortunately having to close down to face and weather this coronavirus pandemic, but look at the amazing work that continues to happen. And
this is Fremont Street here, but it's also taking place over in the Arts District as well, exactly the same thing. And just the artwork is just phenomenal. Look at some of this stuff. So Jerry Misko, I know, painted that. He's just a phenomenal artist. Looks like it's neon. It's really, really well done.
Yeah. He was actually on one of the calls too, saying that he has a lot of contacts and if people need. So just make sure that if you're looking for an artist,
right. Jerry will
you
hook
ask
you up,
us
right.
or ask the Downtown Vegas Alliance. They'll be more than happy to refer you to some talented folks.
Yeah, it's really an example of our community coming together, helping out. That's just
our resiliency is amazing, and I know that it's encouraging to see Vegas strong. And I think that in times where we face adversity, we do have that very amazing skill to bounce back and hold on to each other and lift one another.
That's the idea, especially during times like this, no question about it. Well, Councilwoman, we need to tell everybody out there we need to take a short break, but when we come back, how the RTC, the Regional Transportation Commission, is making sure our seniors are well nourished during the COVID-19 crisis. That's next, so please stay with us.
As our community rises to the challenges of coronavirus, we are asking for retired medical professionals and anyone with healthcare expertise to join us in the fight. Whether you can help field calls over the phone or assist hands-on, we need your skills. Doctors, nurses, medics, crisis counselors, pharmacists, and health aides can all become part of the Medical Reserve Corps of Southern Nevada. Go online to the State of Nevada's Emergency Registry of Volunteers, SERB-NV. Sign up today so we can put your talents to good use. We are in it together, Southern Nevada. Thank you for helping us stay strong.
Why should young people care about the spread of coronavirus? Well, we know that people with underlying medical conditions over the age of 60 are at highest risk, but they've got to get it from somebody.
So we're asking everyone to be selfless for others so that we can protect those who are most susceptible.
Not going to bars, not going to restaurants. It all just means physical separation so that you have a space between you and others.
For more information on how you can social distance, please go to coronavirus.gov.
Welcome back, everyone. The Regional Transportation Commission is doing its part to help our seniors in need during the coronavirus pandemic. Joining us today through Zoom to tell us about this program is Antoinette Braddock. Antoinette, thanks so much for being here. This is an important program. I know this is something near and dear to Councilwoman because it really impacts her ward. So thank you for being here and anxious to hear more about the program today.
Thank you. Thanks. We're appreciative of you having me. Thank you, Councilwoman, for including us and having the opportunity to talk about this really important service.
Yeah, Councilwoman, kick it off. Explain what this program is exactly.
Yes, I came to learn of it because there was a resident who reached out to the Ward 3 office concerned about other senior residents in his mobile home park community, and major underlying concern was the lack of transportation to get their food and back to where they live in a safe way. So we reached out to the RTC. They informed us they already have something called Silver Star routes, and that they were going to bring temporary routes due to the coronavirus pandemic. And we looked at one that, a new one that was added in my ward, the Bonanza and Lamb one.
Oh, very good.
And we were able to add a stop right there where a lot of seniors live at the Rulon Earl Mobile Home Park. So I'm so grateful to RTC for being super flexible, hearing the needs of the community and being responsive. And so Antoinette, can you explain to us what is the Silver Star routes and how many do we have to service the entire city and how many are we adding?
Absolutely. So thank you again. And Silver Star, just so people understand what it is a senior transportation program that the RTC has been operating for a handful of years at this point. And essentially what it does is they are timed looped routes that take seniors from their senior communities to various grocery stores, banking, some beauty parlors, that kind of thing. In a lot of cases, it's a 50-cent donation only, so it is obviously very cost effective for seniors who may be on a fixed income. And there are 12 of them throughout the valley. So as we came into this really unforeseen time, we at the RTC, we have leadership that's very supportive of our senior community and just community as a whole, but certainly our senior community. And we have been able to kind of pivot that service to remove some of the non-essential services and add some additional times for the early hours at places like Smith's, and actually thanks to Councilwoman Diaz, places like Cardenas. So we've changed those hours to where they're operating earlier, and making sure that we're getting our seniors to grocery stores in a timely manner and in a way that's safe and manageable for them.
Antoinette, let me ask you this. How do people sign up if they're interested in taking part? What should they do?
So it's a great question. So the service in and of itself, there's no sign-up process, so you don't have to. Other than being a senior, 65 and older, there isn't an eligibility other than you have to either live or get to one of the senior communities that the Silver Star serves.
I see,
so,
okay.
And we can provide that information. So there's a telephone number folks can call into if they want to know if one of those Silver Star routes is in their area. And we also have that on the RTC website also. But other than being senior and being in or around one of those communities, there isn't any kind of application process at all.
And Antoinette, they don't have to live in those senior community residences, one, right? And then two, it's also for people who have other underlying medical issues that maybe prohibit them from being able to drive themselves to and from places?
So correct in regards to they don't have to live at the community. So Councilwoman, I think you mentioned Rulon-Earl. So if there's a senior that's home or apartment is kind of close to Rulon-Earl, they could walk to where the pickup point at Rulon-Earl is and hop on the bus and go to the Smiths or the Cardenas or whatever grocery stores that we're serving that day. In regards to underlying disability or underlying health conditions, Silver Star in general is for seniors, although we don't card, we don't, if you're 59, our drivers aren't gonna, ask you for ID. With that said, RTC Paratransit is a service that is for folks that might have a disability, and that is something that is still operational, but they would need to be eligible for paratransit.
And the final thing, I know that you at RTC have partnered up with 3 Square Food Bank to help deliver some meals to seniors. Could you speak about that effort and how 3 Square is the one to contact for the food, but that you guys are also helping to deliver those much needed goods?
Absolutely, thank you for that. So RTC and 3 Square, we partnered up. 3 Square, as everybody probably knows, they have a senior hunger program, and essentially RTC is kind of the mechanism to getting the food to the people. We service, RTC Paratransit service has gone down, which is good news because that shows folks are social distancing,
right.
But we do have drivers and resources that are still able and ready to work. So the partnership that we have with 3 Square is 3 Square, they identify the seniors that need food for the particular day, and RTC Paratransit drivers go and pick up those boxes of food. It is both non-perishable and perishable items, so things like bread and produce, along with pasta sauces and pastas and things like that, whatever happens to be in the box that day. And we take it to the seniors. Currently, we're serving about 60 seniors a day, and that is all directed through 3 Square. So if someone was interested in that, they would need to contact 3 Square to sign up for that program. But so we are essentially the mechanism that, again, we get the nutrition, the food to the people.
Well, Antoinette, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. It's fascinating. The RTC really stepping up at this time. I know Councilwoman's really proud of all of this, and we are too, to know that it's out there. So thank you so much for being with us. Wishing you the very best. Keep up the good work and stay safe yourself, okay?
Yeah, stay healthy, Antoinette. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks. Same to you. Thank you very much.
All right, everyone, we need to take another short break, but when we come back, inspections for city permits are now being done via Skype. Yeah, that's true. We'll tell you which permits are eligible when we come back right after this.
As the nation's doctor, I often get asked, what should I do if I think I might have coronavirus?
People who are sick should stay home. You don't go to an emergency room, you don't go to a clinic. You get on the phone and you ask for advice and instructions from your physician.
We don't want you to go into the ER or the doctor's office without talking to them first, because you might spread coronavirus to someone else. Please visit coronavirus.gov for more information.
New York is the canary in the coal mine. What happens to New York is going to wind up happening in your city and in your community. We are going to fight every way we can to save every life that we can. We are all first responders. Your actions can either save or endanger a life. Job one has to be save lives. That has to be the priority.
Welcome back once again. With the new COVID-19 stay-at-home restrictions in place, a lot of business is being conducted via Skype these days, including some of our city inspections. With us today to tell us a little bit more about all this is Kevin McCosker. He is the director of our Building and Safety Department here at the City of Las Vegas. Kevin, welcome. We've got you a social distance in another part of the studio. You look good there, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Tell us, how does this work? Instead of sending inspectors out, we're doing this via Skype? How long has that been going on?
So we implemented this program on March 30th is when we started. And so it's basically replaces the traditional in-person inspection that most of our contracting and our communities used to with their inspector, and transition that to a video. So if you have a building permit and you need an inspection, basically when you schedule that inspection, you have the opportunity to opt in for a video inspection. You can pick your date and time you'd like the inspection, and the great bonus is that, of course, now you know exactly when your inspection is going to occur with your building inspector, and you can obtain code compliance and ensure a level of safety in your building by ensuring you get your building inspection done.
That's terrific. That's really a great service. Councilman, I know you've been very, very involved in helping businesses through this tough time. Mm-hmm. And this is really something that keeps the economy moving as best we can keep it moving.
It is. I'm happy to see that there's a lot of construction still occurring. These contractors that are still working know that they have to operate with social distancing, obviously a lot of times their work already requires wearing the masks, the face masks, and the different safety protocols. So they have that gear already. And then they're really emphasizing staying at home if they're sick, if their employees are sick. So I think that our folks Building and Safety are doing a great job making sure that we're continuing to meet the needs of the construction sector, because we do want to make sure that projects are still on time. We know time is money, and then if they're delayed, that's even more investment that they have to make at a time when that luxury isn't necessarily on the table. So super happy that they're diligent. And I know, Kevin, that we also recently, well, it's new to me, also allow for plans to be submitted online. Can you speak a little about that too and how that's going?
Absolutely. So back in January, we went all in on electronic plan review. We've been working for almost a year in developing a program where our customers can submit for permits, we can perform our plan review and issue building permits all electronically without the customer never even having to step foot in the Development Services Center out at Rancho. It's the wave of technology. It's where things are going in the future. And so we've been working on this for, like I said, over a year in developing this system. And we recently also, because of the COVID-19 crisis, also did a conversion from paper plans. We're allowing our customers to convert old paper projects that are in for plan review or need to submit a revision. We're going to allow them to also go through the process of electronic plan review. So we're doing a lot of technology improvements. The video inspection that we were talking about earlier was one of the things that we scheduled to do this year, but the COVID-19 crisis was one of those things that we took the opportunity to accelerate the development of that type of system so that, again, we could provide a level of service to our customers. We take that very seriously with our construction customers and our industry partners, but also it's an opportunity for us then to engage in technology that makes our job more efficient, faster, and provides a better product to everybody involved.
More convenient. Kevin, for the permits via Skype, what are eligible? Is everything eligible, or are there just certain types?
So we're in an initial phase of this project right now, and so we started off with our what we call no plan permits. So these are like a water sewer line replacement, a water heater, a water softener, a mechanical, an HVAC type of change out. If you have some minor electrical work you need to do or some minor exterior repairs, those traditionally don't require plans. And we also provide that service through our web portal 24/7, 365. So those are the type of projects that we're going to do on video inspection. And as we get more comfortable with the process, we'll start to add functionality to the video inspection program.
And Kevin, they can sign up through the website, Councilwoman, I guess that you can sign up through the city's website, lasvegasnevada.gov, to schedule a Skype inspection?
David, that's correct. So when our clients need a inspection, they normally go to our web portal, type in their permit number, their application number, schedule the inspection. An icon pops up and then allows you to schedule that inspection through our video inspection program. So the only thing different to our customers, we'll see that new icon to give them the prompt to opt in for a video inspection.
Interesting. Councilwoman, again, I know this is near and dear to you because anything we can do to help business keep moving out there. You've been very involved. We talked about that earlier in the show, but with the Chamber of Commerce, with our small businesses in general, Downtown Vegas Alliance, trying to keep things going to some degree.
As much as we can
exactly.
in these times. I know that there's a fine balance that we have to strike, but we want to make sure that as much as we can favor our small businesses and put them in a position to get them back to pre-COVID-19 days as quickly as possible, I think is important for us to help them. And so that's what we're here for, is helping not only our business community, but also our neighbors and our residents who have been reaching out with a lot of questions. But like we referred to earlier, we have the blog going, and we have the 702-229-CARE line where they can call in, and they can always message us through any of our platforms.
In fact, I'm going to tell you how to do that right now. Kevin, I want to thank you so much for being on with us today. We appreciate it. Great information. Keep up the good work. I'm really proud that the city is affording all those uses of technology to make people's lives easier, especially during this challenging time.
And kudos to your department for keeping things going in trying times.
Thank you so much. It's been difficult, but we're here to serve our customers and our clients and do the best job we can.
Good job, my friend.
Stay healthy.
Yeah, stay safe. And folks, we always want to hear from you out there. So if you have something you'd like to share with Councilwoman Diaz, you can find her on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you leave a comment, we may use your post on one of our upcoming shows. We hope you do. You can also contact the Councilwoman at this phone number, 702-229-4623, or you can send her an email at odiaz@lasvegasnevada.gov. Councilwoman, great job. Great update with everything going on. We'll see you back here in 6 weeks with another update.
We're wearing blue.
Got your blue, supporting the first responders.
Frontline, which is healthcare, first responders. Everybody's doing amazing work. We want you to know we value it, and we acknowledge you, and we salute you for everything you're doing for everyone every day.
And as you said before we started recording the program, we're going to get through this.
Together we will.
Exactly, together we will. So thank you so much. And listen, everyone, don't miss our next show beginning on April 30th with Ward 2 City Councilwoman Victoria Seaman. You can catch all of our KCLV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time around. Stay home and stay safe.